Scrap Secrets and welcome to another video. This is going to be a mini series on beginning crafting. What are the supplies that you should have? So today I'm going to start off with, if you have $50, what are the main supplies that you should have? I wish I had done my research when I first started crafting. I didn't, and I just went to the store and kind of bought whatever I wanted to, whatever looked good. Some of the things that I started off with some poor quality stamps, some really cheap ink pads, and I wasted a lot of my money. So today we're going to start with if you have $50, I think it's the 5 things that you should have for your craft room. These are the essentials, at least in my opinion. So then we're also going to talk, well, first we'll talk about coupon usage. So in the 4 main retailers that I go to, which are Hobby Lobby, AC Moore, Michaels, and Joann's, these are at least my store's coupon policy. Hobby Lobby only accepts their own. They have a 40% off coupon every single week, and then they have a lot of items that are always 30% off. Be aware that there's a cycle when things go on sale. So every couple of weeks, things will be 50% off or 60% off. At the end of a season, you'll start to see clearance prices 60, 70, sometimes even to 80%. I've actually gotten a chalkboard that was originally $80, 80% off. So they have lots of things. Check out their clearance aisles. They have great things there. And I've heard, I've never actually done this, you can use, if something is always 30% off, say like their furniture or their shirts, you may be able to use that 40% off coupon instead of the 30% off. So you'd get an extra 10% off of the item. Now that's just of one item. I go in and I buy multiple t-shirts, so I would only be able to do that on one item if I did that. So that's Hobby Lobby. Michaels and AC Moore seem to have a very similar coupon policy where you can use a competitive coupon as long as it's not the same percentage off. You cannot use a 20% off everything, 25% off everything coupon from another retailer at either one of those, with the exception of until July 21st at Michaels. Michaels is accepting all competitors' coupons. Michaels right now, today, has a bunch of coupons. I think they have like 14 coupons out, a lot for 50% off, and I think they have a 30% off everything regularly priced coupon. Great time to go and use your coupons. AC Moore, like I said, they accept competitors' coupons, but I think you have to do it in 2 orders, which is the same as it is at Michaels. Then Joann's. Joann's has a ton of coupons all the time. I do believe they accept competitors' coupons, and I think you can do it an all-in-one purchase. And I think it's the same though. You can't use 2 50% off coupons, one from Joann's and one from a competitor. Number 2, download their apps. If they have a rewards program, sign up for them. Hobby Lobby does not. I don't think Joann's does. They both do emails. AC Moore does, and so does Michaels. Sign up for them. AC Moore, if you spend X amount of dollars, and I think it's like $200, you get a $10 rewards card, a reward certificate in the mail. Or it used to be in the mail. I don't know. I don't shop at AC Moore as much anymore. I just shop for my basics there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Michaels will send rewards only coupons that will show up in your app, and you'll get bonus coupons every once in a while. So definitely sign up for the programs, especially if you're going to be there a lot. I'm there a lot. So the reason I don't go to AC Moore that much is AC Moore kind of just, for me, has the basics. So if I need refills for my glue or a pen or something, or scissors, something like that, I can go there. But they don't have Copic markers, which we'll talk about in another video, because that's something that once you get up into the higher dollar rings, you can start looking at. But things like that, they don't have more professional craft supplies. It's more of like a hobbyist place, which is fine if you're just starting out. They do have some really good priced basic stuff. Michaels and Hobby Lobby definitely have the Copic markers. Joann's has them online. Joann's does not have a lot of scrapbooking / paper crafting stuff, so that's what you want to be aware of. What stores are close to you, what stores carry the supplies that you need, what stores offer free shipping. Hobby Lobby only offers free shipping every once in a while. Michaels and AC Moore, I believe, do it over like $50. Michael's also does order to store. And then Joann's has it every once in a while, and then they usually have like their prices go up and down on shipping depending on what kind of sales they have. They usually have a coupon for like $2.99 flat shipping. Sometimes it's free. So just sign up for the emails and check everything out. So now that was a long introduction on how to kind of go about gathering your basics for, make sure you use coupons. Some of these prices that I'm going to tell you, these are all off of my Michaels. I went on Michaels' website and used that as a guide for spending less than $50. So these are the current prices, and some of them to stay under $50, I used when I did the pricing, I used a 50% off coupon. So you may not be able to do everything in one order, but it's definitely a way to save money on the bigger ticket items. Or I did it when it's on sale, because the first thing we're going to talk about, which is paper, Michael's paper packs, they have them on sale a lot. And they have them on sale 3 for $10, 4 for $10. So if you have it, this is what it looks like. This is their Christmas pack. So any of the pattern packs are usually packed 25. The solid color ones are usually 50. So these are the ones that you want to get. These are usually I get them when they're 4 for $10. My recommendation is to get a pack of solid white, a pack of the black, a pack of craft, and then as the fourth one, a color family that you'll use a lot. There are reds, blues, they have pastel colors, they have like darker primary colors, things like that. So whatever colors you think you're going to use the most in your projects, whether they be cards, scrapbook pages, or just art projects, mixed media, that kind of thing, get whatever kind of color paper you think you use the most. For me, it would probably be blues, because I absolutely love blue, and I find myself using blue a lot, and there's a variety from like a light blue to the really dark blue in some of the packs. So check it out and see what you think you would use the most. So that would be 4 for $10 when they're on sale. I think they're usually $3.99, something like that, but so definitely when you see them go on sale, you can do that. The next thing to invest in is a great pair of scissors. These are my favorite scissors. These are the Fiskars Micro Tip, and they may look a little strange to you. They kind of look like gardening shears, and what happens is you pull this lever down, and there's a spring mount here, so it makes it really easy and you don't have to push very hard. I have hypermobility joint disorder, which means that a lot of times in my wrists I have severe pains. So sometimes when I'm crafting, it'll be difficult for me to use regular scissors because of it doesn't take a lot of force to use them, but when you keep using them over and over again and you're cutting out a lot of things, it really does tend to bother my wrists. So these I found are very easy to use, and for people who have carpal tunnel and other wrist or joint issues, these are very easy to use. There's very little exertion used on this, and they get into very small areas. They're actually really, really great. So I have several pairs of these. I have one for ribbons, one for paper cutting, and then I actually have one for cutting open the cat's food, because I couldn't find another pair of scissors, so those are upstairs and those are just for that. So these are a little bit more expensive. These are $18.99. So to stay within budget, I priced out the 50% off coupon, so $9.50 for these, $9.49, $9.50. So about $19 for 4 packs of paper and a pair of scissors. The next thing I want to talk to you about is glue. Now it's important to get I have different kinds of glue in my craft room. I have ATG, I have this glue that I'm going to show you, I have wet, I have dry. There are different kinds. So it's really going to depend on what kinds of projects that you do. If you're doing scrapbooking, you have to make sure that it's acid-free, or else the pictures could turn yellow from the acid in the tape. If you've ever seen a really old photo album where the pictures have started to yellow, it's because there was acid in whatever it was on, and it started to yellow the pictures. So what's great about this is the Zig 2-way glue pen, is that it is acid free like some of the other glues that I use, but you can do 2 different things with them. So when you open this up, the tip is going to be white, and you have to prime it. So you're just going to push it down onto a scrap piece of paper, and you'll see the tip start to turn blue. That means that the glue is flowing down to the bottom, and you can start using it. So if the glue is blue, it's permanent. But this eventually, this really doesn't have much glue left in it. It actually turns a real bright blue, kind of like this. And once it starts to get white, the properties change in this. So if you put glue on it when the tip was really blue and you just let it kind of dry and the glue turns clear, it's repositionable, which is great for masks. So when I'm done this, or when this starts to turn white, I actually put these in another drawer and I use them as glue for my masks when I'm masking things off on my projects. So that's why it's called a two-way glue stick, and so it has multiple uses, so I think you get more out of it. There's also a fine tip one that looks like a pen, and then there's also a real big one that you can use on big projects. So I would use this for gluing little pieces down on cards, on scrapbook pages and things, especially since it's acid-free. So this one, I couldn't find the price on the website. There was only a bulk one, so I believe it's about $4. The next item we're going to talk about is the Sakura Jelly Roll pen. So this is just a white pen that's great for adding detail to anything. Highlights on images, giving texture by putting dots on things, using black cardstock and doing white journaling pen on it. It looks fantastic on scrapbook pages. On cards, you can write a sentiment on there. You can line the inside with black and then write your message to the recipient in white. So this is it was $1.99, so about $2 for this. Fantastic. It's a great inexpensive tool. So for these two things, I probably wouldn't use a 50% off coupon. I probably would just throw them in my cart as I was buying one of the other things. I would save my 50% off coupons for the larger things, especially the next two that we're going to talk about. The next one is a big one, but I love this because I use it pretty much every single day. So this is the Fiskars trimmer. They have them in different sizes, and this one is about $32. So it's $16 when you use your 50% off coupon. Again, this is why coupons are very important, and if it's 55% off you have, or 60% off that they have sometimes, even better. So this has a nice arm that comes out to the side, so it goes up to 6 inches, and then it goes up to 15 inches here, which is fantastic for when I cut vinyl. So we'll talk about that in another video too, if you don't know what that is. So this piece here locks, so this doesn't come up, so your kids can't get into it. It's very easy to replace the blade on this. They have titanium blades, which are fantastic. I can't get this unlocked. Mine is just really, really old. So anyway, I can't get this one unlocked, but it's very easy to just pull this off. There's a piece in the trimmer where you can actually just pull this off, and there are replacement blades, which are actually fairly inexpensive. So this just folds up, and it doesn't take up that much room on your desk. So this is one of my tools that I use every single day, and basically in every single project, because no matter what it is, for a scrapbook page, for a card, for vinyl projects, I have to cut something down, so I use this pretty much every single day. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about for the $50 is the self-healing mat. So I couldn't find one that was that inexpensive. This one, the one that I actually have on Michaels, because I forgot I got it at AC Moore. So there was one on Michaels for $14.49, so half price on that would be $7.25. I would use my coupon on this. Anything that's over like $5 or $10, I would use my coupon on. I use it on the most expensive thing in the order to get the most for my money. So this is Nicole, the Nicole brand, and that is AC Moore. So I use this all the time. Now it has a little bit of give to it, and it's nice for stamping because you get a little bit of pressure when you stamp on this. So I use this under all of my stamped images so that I can get a better result. It also has the measurements on here, so I use this when I'm lining up my cards. You can see it's very well loved. It's double-sided. So people use these for sewing as well. And it has all kinds of angles and stuff on here. If you're using, I'm not all about that. I don't do very well with geometry and angles and things like that. So I just use this kind of to square up my stuff, just make sure everything is lined up. If I'm putting a piece of washi tape across a card, I'll put the card down and line it up with the lines on the grid, so I make sure everything is nice and straight. So I do use this a lot. I do have a mat that goes over this sometimes. It's a craft mat, which we'll talk about in another video, because that's a nice to have, not a must have. But I think these things are some of the basics that you must have if you have $50. So hopefully this helps a little bit with anybody who's new to crafting. Like I said, I wish that I had done my research before I started crafting, because I have a lot of supplies in my craft room that really are not, I kind of wasted my money on them. So I wouldn't buy anything that's super, super cheap. The only thing that I would buy and add to this list is the pop dots that are on, they're usually like $1.50 or $2 at AC Moore or Michaels. They have them in those little bins, and they are fantastic. You can do multi-purpose for that. So we'll talk about that in another video, because again, it's not a must-have, it's a nice-to-have. So I'll add that to my list in another video. I hope you guys found this helpful. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below or message me. And I'll see you guys again real soon for the next installment of this. And we'll talk about what to buy if you have $75 to $100. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.